Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 3 of the 2019 NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series hosted on NASCAR Heat 3 on the PlayStation 4 console. We're getting set to bring you live coverage from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It is the Royal Flush 300. These drivers strapped in for 100 laps. Another mile and a half. The Daytona 300 is in the history books. The Fastlane 300 at Atlanta is in the history books. And now we're green at Vegas. Who's going to gamble and win and hit the jackpot? Your pole sitter is Noah Underwood in the 88 car. He has actually dropped now to the 5th position in traffic, 4th rather. It's Keith Ayers in the 16, right behind him at 5th, but now we see Noah Underwood taking the outside line, getting a good run up there. 24 cars in today's race. Dakota Bro, the race leader in the 00 Ford. Trying to hold off the 22, Anthony Trippi. Noah Underwood, Anthony Trippi side by side, heading into turn 3. Noah really likes the outside line. He's made a few passes up there, and he's got Brad Dove in the 23 going with him. Keith Ayers falls in behind him in 5th. The top 5 have really separated themselves from the rest of the field. And that's the, I believe it's the 7 car. Oh, and we have a car on pit road already. It's the 19. Billy Ray Thompson on pit road early, must have some damage. Stephen Corley in the 39, running inside the top 10. He's got the 42 of Thomas Geyer just in front of him. There's the 23 of Brad Dove, really nice Chevy. Dakota doing a great job keeping Noah Underwood behind him, but Noah keeps looking to the outside, and that yellow number 88 Chevy Camaro now tucks down to the inside, but he might have received a bit of a bump from the 22 of Anthony Trippi. Now Anthony goes to the outside. It's a battle for second. And Brad Dove in the 23 was going to go up there as well. Noah shuts the door. Brad looks to the inside instead. Still there, right on his bumper, getting the draft. He's going to tuck in line, heading into turn 1 now. They all take the middle groove. Noah Underwood gets really close to the outside wall. We got a good shot of it there for you. Top 4 getting away. Keith Ayers in the 16 beginning to lose the draft. There he is. Keith finished 3rd in the Daytona 300. And coming into this race, Keith is 4th in the standings with a playoff point, one of the rookies. Thomas Geyer and Stephen Corley having a battle here. That's not Stephen Corley, that's the 38 machine driven by Michael Birch. These two good friends off the track, having a good time fighting for a spot, and I believe in the top 12. Oh, and contact made between the 17 and the 11. I believe it was the 17. 11 car is Michael Wheat. He lost several positions because of this. Jeff Grady in the 5 was able to get around him as well. There's Jay Burr in the 01, winner of the Daytona 300. So he has clinched a spot for himself in the playoffs as long as fewer drivers than 12 win a race. The 89 of Flyest Kid having a good run. He's in a lot of traffic right now, though. 24 drivers starting this event. Gonna roll back up towards the front. It's Dakota Bro leading the way. The top 4 have really spread from each other now. Anthony Trippi still in the 2nd position, and that's Brad Dove in the number 23 Chevy Camaro in 3rd, with Keith Ayers in the 16 car in 4th. Dakota Bro needs this. Leading these laps, looking like he's going to have a good run. This is what he needs. He's currently sitting 15th in the point standings, and I know it's early in the season to begin worrying about a playoff spot, but really every point counts, and winning a race certainly counts. Now, I was going to say that Anthony Trippi was beginning to gain some ground on your race leader, but he made some contact with the wall a moment ago. And if he can get close enough to the 00, he'll catch the draft, and then he'll be able to reel him right in. Keith Ayers has begun to reel in the 23. Brad Dove, it's going to be a battle for 3rd. 42, Thomas Geyer on pit road. Bro has won a NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series race before, but he's never competed for the championship, never put in a full-time season. He plans to here in 2019, and he's having the race of his life so far here in Stage 1 at Las Vegas, the Royal Flush 300. Deeper in the field, the 98 machine driven by Nick Don Francesco. A little bit of front end damage. Makes a pass on the number 60 of Dustin Franklin, making his first NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series start here today in the number 60. Nice pass by Nick Don Francesco, able to get around the 5 and the 89. It's Jeff Grady and Flyest Kid, Trey Hollywood, and the number 89. Joshua Colm-Diaz in the number 90. Trying to fight on the outside, makes a bit of contact with the wall. He might even lose a spot to Trey Hollywood. They're side by side. There's your pole sitter, Noah Underwood, running in the 17th position. With some very severe damage. I didn't see what happened to him, but he's got a whole lot of damage to that race car. Like, he's going to have to come to pit road at some point. Four laps to go here in Stage 1. If Dakota Bro can hold on just a little bit longer, he's going to get the stage win, which is a valuable playoff point. And now he's actually coming down pit road, I'm assuming, for what would be a splash of fuel. A splash and go for the front 3. There they are. 3 Fords. leading the way here at Las Vegas. 3 different teams. Very quick pit stops, as I expected, just splashes of gas. For these drivers, expect them to take 4 tires when the caution waves for the end of stage 1, but for now we're green for another 3 laps, I believe. Michael Wheat, Dakota Bro, side by side. I don't think it's a battle for position. Oh, Dakota Bro into the outside wall in turn 2. It's Nathan O'Hara in the 61 car. Looks like he's trying to save a bit of fuel to make it to the end of the stage. Final lap here coming around at a turn 3 and 4, and Jeff Grady in the 5 is out of fuel and almost at a complete dead stop in turn 4. Dakota Bro comes across the line in the 00, and we're going to have to double check the scoring, but I believe that he wins stage number 1. We're going to have to confirm here. A lot of drivers out of fuel coming to the start-finish line. Dakota Bro actually finishes in the 6th position in the stage. Destin Franklin finishes in 5th in stage 1. Trying to figure out the top 5 for everybody. Note that Anthony Trippi finished in 7th, Brad Dove in 8th, Keith Ayers in 9th, Noah Underwood in 10th, Jeff Grady 11th, Dave Marks Jr. in 12th. The green flag back in the air. Joshua Colm-Diaz in the 90 car leads them to the line. We're back racing in the Royal Flush 300, stage 2 underway. Look at them all file into turn 1, 24 cars. Oh, some 3 and 4 wide action. Up the track goes the 55, and around he went. And a big wreck in turn 2 involving 2 cars. Oh, they're battling up front still. 3 wide up there. That was close. Noah Underwood and Jeff Grady are teammates, and they're racing hard for position just outside the top 10 right now. It's Dakota Bro in the 00 leading the way. He appears to have the strongest car, especially when he gets the clean air. He's able to just hold that car safely out front in front of his competition, but he's got Shadow in the number 2 from Timac Motorsports on his way to the front. There's 5 different race teams represented inside the top 5 at this time. Pro Motorsports and Adair Racing. Shadow beginning to experiment with different lines, trying to make up some ground on your race leader. So far, it has not worked. He's actually lost a car length to the 00. He's got a pack of hungry cars behind him. It's Jade Burr in the 3rd position, Daytona 300 winner in the red 01 Chevy. You got Anthony Trippi in the 22, Keith Ayers in the 16, and Trey Hollywood in the 89. That is your top 6, and we're watching them battle for position. Anthony looking for his first career NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series win. The number 22 Ford. He's going to have to go through the Daytona 300 winner. That'd be Jade Burr in the 01. Then he's got to go through Shadow, a NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series driver with a whole lot of experience. He's in 2nd. He's got to go through the race leader, Dakota Bro, who has won a NOSSCAR race in most series that he has entered. NOSSCAR hosts 15 leagues across 6 different video games and 3 consoles. A whole lot of competition anywhere, no matter what you play. Friendly competition, of course. Nice pass a moment ago. Anthony Trippi in the 22 takes the 3rd position from Jade Burr. The leader is in heavy lap traffic. He splits the 2 lapped cars, that being Nick Donfrancesco in the 98. And I believe that was Jerry Ashley in the 55. Yes, it was. Those 2 cars, heavy damage, both going 1 lap down here in stage 2. Donfrancesco doing everything he can to remain the 2nd car in line, but he's got a whole lot of damage. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold off the leaders. Shadow trying to hold off Jade Burr. Jade on the inside, wasn't able to keep it alongside him through 3 and 4. Tucks back in behind him, but now Anthony Trippi trying the outside. These drivers all want to be at the head of this pack to try to chase down the leader. Just behind them, Noah Underwood's trying to get around the 23 of Brad Dove and the 60 of Dustin Franklin. There's this battle. These drivers running 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. They're the 2nd group of cars, and if they can stay single file, they might actually gain some ground on the lead pack, but their intentions look to be to battle for position. Brad Dove looking to the inside now of Dustin Franklin. Dustin shut the door going into turn 3. And because Brad had to lift, here comes Noah Underwood in the 88 machine. Across the start-finish line, I think the 88 had him by a bumper, but he doesn't have him cleared. Now they go into turn 1. Here's a good shot for you. Noah clears. Brad Dove. Dove going to try the classic Earnhardt crossover move, but he saw a car in front of him take the inside as well. Looked like he was going slower for a moment from my perspective, but he wasn't. Dustin Franklin makes the pass on Trey Hollywood. Trey Hollywood going back to the inside. They're going bananas back there. Up front, Dakota Bro leads the way. Anthony Trippi in 2nd with Jade Burr Shadow in 2nd with Anthony Trippi in 3rd. Jade Burr in 4th. Keith Ayers in 5th. Car of Robert Lohman Sr. Number 98 of Nick Donfrancesco. They're battling right now. There you see it. To be the first car 1 lap down, Donfrancesco takes that spot. Now it looks like Shadow and the rest of the leaders are going to go underneath Lohman. Shadow doing a great job holding off these drivers while also trying to gain some ground on the leader. Anthony Trippi in the 22 car has had a great start to the season. Finished second in the Daytona 300. Came into this race 5th in the standings. Having a good run in the Fast Lane 300 last week at Atlanta as well. Looking to the inside now of Shadow, who desperately needs a good run to start looking for a playoff spot. Side by side, they're going to encounter a lapped car. Looked like Stephen Corley in the 39. Oh, it got really close there. Contact was made, and around goes Anthony Trippi. The lap traffic came into play. It was a racing incident. I don't think anything intentional happened there, but that's a really tough break for a top 5 car. And something also happened to Trey Hollywood in the 89 car. He got spun in the whole ordeal. And both of those drivers losing some spots, but they're still inside the top 15. Just might mean that there's no stage points coming their way. Here in stage 2, tough break for Anthony Trippi. Flawless stage 2 so far for your race leader. He's been able to keep a healthy gap on his competition. Nick Donfrancesco actually hanging tough in the free pass position. That's exactly what Dakota Bro wants to see. The 00 and the 98 are teammates at Bro Motorsports. Along with Kenny Adair in the number 36. Jade Burr and Keith Ayers are still going at it for second. Jade Burr in second, Keith Ayers in third, Shadow in the 2 and 4th. They're just broken up now, no longer in one big pack. Noah Underwood in the 88 car in the 5th position. Keith looks low. He's there, side by side, door handle to door handle. He might even clear him. He doesn't quite. Oh, he's got him cleared, just not by much. He doesn't pull up. He does now. Jade Burr was looking for a run back on the inside. Didn't quite have it. Falls in line. Keith takes the 2nd position. Jade Burr in the 01 comes in as the points leader, and he's going to have to settle for 3rd in stage number 2. Stage 2 winner is Dakota Bro in the 00 car. Keith Ayers in 2nd. Jade Burr in 3rd. Shadow in 4th. Noah Underwood in the 88 car rounding out the top 5. Brad Dove in the 6th position. Anthony Trippi in 7th, Kenny Adair in the 36th and 8th, Dave Marks Jr. in 9th, Jason Armstrong in 10th. Top 5 at the end of the stages, easy for me to say, receive points and the stage winner gets a playoff point. Music to the ears of Dakota Bro in the 00 car, I'm sure. We're all set now for the green flag for the final stage here in the Royal Flush 300 NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on NASCAR Heat 3. Green flag is in the air. Bit of contact between the 23 and the 2. Nothing major. They sort it out. It happens. Big wreck deep in the field. Thomas Geyer in the 42. Nick Donfrancesco in the 98. Billy Ray Thompson in the 19. Several cars involved. Billy Ray Thompson pulls to pit road. He's off the track and out of the race. Meanwhile, up front, it's a pack of 12 cars racing for the lead here. Maybe even 13 or 14. Dakota Bro, Jade Burr, Keith Ayers, Noah Underwood, Brad Dove in the 23. It's your top five. We're in the final stage, third race of the 2019 NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series season, hosted on NASCAR Heat 3. We're going to have post-race interviews with your race winner and a few of the drivers who finished in the top five. And we'll be all set for the race at ISM Raceway. There's Anthony Trippi and Stephen Corley, 22-39. It's Kenny Adair in the 36 inside the top 10, having a good run. It's a battle for the 7th, 8th, and 9th positions, along with Jeff Grady in the 5, right there in 10th. Michael Birch in the 38 in this pack as well, along with Dustin Franklin in the 60. We're all trying to chase down Dakota Bro, who came within 3 points of winning the 2018 NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series Championship. Now he has moved up the ranks. He has found a full-time NOSSCAR Truck Series ride and a full-time NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series ride. Now he's leading the way, looking for his first win of the season in the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series. Looking to clinch a spot in the playoffs with this win as well. He's got a healthy gap on the drivers running in second. Thomas Geyer in the 42. He recovered from his earlier incident. He's inside the top 10. In the 10th position, he might lose it now to Kenny Adair, and he does. Side-by-side battle for the 5th position. Brad Dove in the 23 on the outside, Shadow in the 2 on the inside. Neither driver wants to give it up. We're in the final stage, and it's all about, there's no give anymore, it's all take. 46 laps to go. There's Thomas in the 42. Still side by side with Kenny Adair. Kenny Adair in the 36. He's the Tailgate 250 winner. 2019 Tailgate 250 winner at Daytona. First career NOSSCAR Truck Series win. Now looking for some success here in the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series. There he is, Kenny in the 36. Kenny went the entire 2018 truck season with no wins, and then winning the championship based on consistency and good driving, then coming out in 2019 and winning the first truck race of the season, boosted his confidence, and now it's showing here in the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series. The late model cars. Shadow in the 2, trying to keep Anthony Trippi in the 22 behind him. Wasn't able to make the pass on Brad Dove in the 23. Keith Ayers has taken the second position from Jade Burr in the 01. Noah Underwood trying the outside on Jade. He's been making the outside line work for passes all race long, that 88 car. Watch for him in the late stages of this race. When the final stage comes, he's on his way to the front. Contact made between Brad Dove in the 23, Jade Burr in the 01. Burr goes up the track, nearly makes contact with the wall. Gets in behind Shadow in the 2. Look at Stephen Corley in the 39 go. Stephen Corley with the power move follows Anthony Trippi in the 22. Gets 2 positions. Passes Jade Burr, passes Shadow. And both of those drivers have been in the top 5 since the beginning of the race. What a move by Corley in that number 39 Chevy Camaro. Only 2 cars off the track, so that means 22 cars left on the racetrack. There's Keith Ayers trying to hold off Noah Underwood. Noah Underwood just made the pass on Jade Burr a moment ago to take the 3rd position, and now he wants more, and he's on his way. Keith is about 2 seconds behind your race leader, Dakota Bro. But if Noah Underwood can make the pass on Keith, he very well might be able to make a charge on Dakota. And we're getting a report that Michael Weed in the number 11 Chevy Camaro has disconnected and had an engine failure, we call it here in the world of NASCAR, and that's a really tough break. He was battling inside the top 10 for stage 1 and inside the top 15 stage 2, had a decent point stake coming his way. And now he's one of 2 cars off the track along with Billy Ray Thompson in the number 19 Toyota. Yeah, with success and with the glory comes heartbreak sometimes in online racing, and just gotta always remember that better races and better days are ahead. Keith really hopes better days are ahead. He's hoping he doesn't have to hold off Noah Underwood every day in every race like this. He is all over the back bumper of that Ford Mustang. As I was mentioning, I think that if the 88 can clear the 16, he might have something for your race leader. The gap sitting at about 2.2 seconds, and a big wreck coming out of turn 4. Oh, and Noah Underwood in the 88 is involved. Jade Burr got a piece of it. Shadow went down pit road and avoided it. But it looked like Brad Dove in the 23 got the worst end of it. Oh my goodness, that was a wild one. Shadow on pit road getting service in the 2. A little bit early for a scheduled pit stop. It must be some sort of strategy in mind. Check the nose of the 01 of Jade Burr. It doesn't look too bad. He made hard contact with a car a moment ago. It looks like he's alright. He's going to make it to the finish. Thomas Geyer in the 42 coming to the pits. Jade Burr in the 01 going with him. So scheduled pit stops are beginning here in the final stage of the Royal Flush 300 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Dakota Bro in the 00 Ford Mustang is your race leader. Keith Ayers in the number 16 Ford Mustang in second, but now Dakota comes down pit road, surrenders the race lead. Keith Ayers will stay out and lead a lap. More cars coming down pit road. Michael Birch in the 38. Noah Underwood in the 88. Anthony Trippi in the 22. Five laps to go. There's Kenny Adair in the 36 car still on the racetrack. Pit road is a busy place. Jeff Grady in the 5, Nathan O'Hara in the 61, among others on pit road. Kenny Adair now coming down pit road. Stayed out to, I believe that he led a lap in that exchange. The lead's going to go back in the hands of Dakota Bro, and he's going to have Jason Armstrong in the 78 car right behind him, and I think that Jason is going to be the first car one lap down when this all cycles through. Ooh, Nathan O'Hara almost squeezed up in between those two. Almost took the free pass spot for the time being. The gap has significantly increased in between Dakota Bro and Keith Ayers in the 16, those two drivers running first and second. And if everything goes according to plan, it looks like Dakota's going to get his first win of the season, but he's got to survive for another 33 laps at Las Vegas. Battle for fifth is on. Kenny Adair in the 36, Brad Dove in the 23. Brad Dove takes it easy. I'm not sure what happened there with Kenny Adair in the 36, but Brad Dove took the 5th position. Pretty easy there. Might be some strategy involved. 36 might be on 2 tires, who knows? Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 18. We haven't spoken too much about him all race long. Driving there with Dave Marks Jr. in the 1, side by side for position. This is just barely outside of the top 10. Excuse me, no, it's not a battle for position. Dave running in the 8th position. He's trying to track down the number 88 Chevy Camaro of Noah Underwood, who runs in 7th, about a second and a half in front of him. And Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 18 car currently scoring 1 lap done. 24 drivers started the event. I believe 21 cars left on the racetrack at this time. 29 laps to go. First NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series start for Dustin Franklin in the number 60 machine. He's had an eventful day. He was battling inside the top 10 throughout stage 1 and 2. Now finds himself outside of the top 10 for the time being, looking to bounce back in. All Dakota, bro. It's been the Dakota show at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. appeared to be the fastest car in Stage 1, however he finished in 6th position in Stage 1 due to some fuel strategy, well executed by other drivers. He won Stage 2. Now here in the final stage, he appears to have the fastest car, still after all the chances for these drivers making adjustments, and he is flying. He's on a mission tonight to get his first win. Thomas Geyer in the 42, Jade Burr in the 01, Anthony Trippi in the 22. Anthony not battling for position with either of these two drivers. Anthony in the 22 car currently scored in 9th after spending most of this race fighting for the race lead. Finds himself outside of the top 5 in 9th. Brad Dove in the 23 up to the 5th position. Has a 5-second gap in between himself and the driver in 6th. That is Kenny Adair in the 36 car. It's been a solid day, solid final stage for Brad Dove. Brad Dove did not get the finishes he was looking for at Daytona and Atlanta. Comes into this race in 26th in the point standing, so a top 5 is certainly going to help that. Keith Ayers in the 16 car, running inside the top 5 in the 2nd position. Best race for him so far this season, in my opinion. 3rd at Daytona, pole winner there. Comes into this race 4th in the point standings. 3rd race of the season. Gonna make it 3 top 5s in a row. Taking a short break from commentary. We're going to come right back momentarily. We're in the final laps at Las Vegas, and you're watching the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series race here on NASCAR Heat 3. back to you now with commentary. Green flag pit stops have begun here in the final stage, and we expect that these will be their last pit stops. Robert Lohman Sr. has already left his pit stall. Nick Don Francesco in the 98 on pit road. There's Anthony Trippi coming off of pit road. And here comes your race leader, Dakota Bro in the 00 on pit road. He's got the one of Dave Marks Jr. behind him on pit road as well, but he is not the driver in second at this time. 16 laps to go. Three cars are still on the racetrack that have not made a pit stop yet. That includes Brad Dove, Kenny Adair, Noah Underwood in the 88. Still waiting for them to come down to pit road. There's Thomas Geyer in the 42. He kind of popped there, and I think that means that he has disconnected and had an engine failure here and is done for the day. I believe that leaves us with 20 cars left on the racetrack, and a lot of them are exiting pit road right now. That includes Stephen Corley in the 39, and several others behind him. Dustin Franklin in the 60 as well. Noah Underwood in the 88 car is on pit road. Keith Ayers in the 16 is on pit road. These are all scheduled pit stops. I don't think that pitting at a shorter time and having fresh tires sooner is going to run down Dakota Bro. It really would have to depend on where you are, because he had a massive lead built up on the drivers that were battling for second for most of this final stage. Then once they got spread, started getting away from him even more, because they had very little drafting partners at that point. Currently scored in the second position. Noah Underwood in 7th, I believe, is the first car one lap down. Dave Marks Jr. in 8th. And Stephen Corley in the 39 car running in 9th at this time. Jay Burr in 5th in the 01. Brad Dove in 6th in the 23. Just an update on a couple of drivers for you. Brad Dove, 23 and 6th. 12 laps to go. Has cycled back around to Dakota Bro in the 00. He is your race leader yet again, and he can make it the entire distance. He's going to go the rest of the 10 laps left that he has, and as long as he goes incident-free, he's going to capture his first win of the season and clinch a playoff spot. Jade Burr in the 01 Chevy won the Daytona 300. Then it was Patrick Hazlitt in the number 20 Toyota winning at Atlanta the Fast Lane 300, and now Dakota Bro looking to make history and win the Royal Flush 300 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. had a flawless stage 2 and a flawless final stage. A little bit of a hiccup in stage 1, but he recovered nicely. The battle you're watching is not for position. Again, Noah Underwood in the 88 car is 1 lap down, running in the 7th position. The first car 1 lap down. And Kenny Adair in the 36 is not too far in front of the race leader. He would be the next car to go 1 lap down. He's running in the 6th position. There's Stephen Corley running in the 9th position. Solid day for the number 39 team. He may be 1 lap down, but he's shown good speed, and he's going to get a good finish out of it. Great day for Brad Dove in the 23, running in the 5th position, and if all hold station, he's going to hold on and grab a top 5, the first one of the season for him. Valuable points. Four and a half laps to go for Dakota in the 00. He's coming up on a little bit of lap traffic here, and he's going to catch him before the end of this race, definitely. It's Kenny Adair on the outside in the 36, and Joshua Colm Diaz in the 90 on the inside, and this is going to create a stack up a little bit. Dakota's playing it smart. He let Noah Underwood go. He knew that Noah's got nothing to lose. He's running 7th. He's going for it. He's trying to take the 6th position from Kenny Adair. And this is all happening right in front of your race leader, and around goes the 88. It looked like the 90 really checked up from something, and I didn't see what. And around goes Noah Underwood. Got it fired up and going again, the 88 car did, and I don't think he lost any positions. No, he didn't. He's still running in the 7th position, but he's got Dave Marks Jr., the 1 car, coming. Dakota got a piece of that incident, but he doesn't have any damage to that Ford Mustang, and he's been showing good speed and good power all race long. He's led the most laps here today at Las Vegas, coming around through 3 and 4. Taking the apron on the front stretch. Give it up for Dakota Bro in the 00. Congratulations, he is the winner of the Royal Flush 300 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. First win of the season. This clinches him a spot in the playoffs. Keith Ayers finishes in the second position. Shadow in the number 2 car in third. Jade Burr finishes in fourth in the 01. Brad Dove in the 23 finishes in fifth. Kenny Adair in the 36 car finishes in sixth. Noah Underwood in the 88 finishes in seventh. The first car 1 lap down. Dave Marks Jr. in the 1 car finishes eighth. Stephen Corley in the 39 finishes in ninth. Anthony Trippi in the 22 finishes in 10th. Michael Birch 11th. Jeff Grady in 12th. Jason Armstrong 13th. Dustin Franklin 14th. Trey Hollywood 15th. Nick Don Francesco 16th. Nathan O'Hara in 17th. Robert Lohman Sr. in the 18th position. Joshua Colm Diaz in 19th. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in 20th. Thomas Geyer in 21st. Michael Weed in 22nd. Billy Ray Thompson in 23rd. And Jerry Ashley rounding out the field in 24th. Gonna get a word from your race winner here in a moment. Stay with us. Do you have your voice set to be heard by all?
Yeah, I should be. I have been any other time.
Yeah? Okay, perfect. Joining us now in the NOSSCAR commentary booth, the winner of the Royal Flush 300 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Dakota Bro, driver of the 00. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you, Ty.
It was one heck of a battle there, especially at the beginning of the final stage. You started to cruise away, and the battle was in your mirror for second. How were you able to show that good a speed here today at Las Vegas?
Man, to be honest with you, not having much practice this week, this number 00 Ford Mustang, man, it was on a roll. That's the fastest car I think I've had in a long time, and I've had a pretty rough start to the season, finishing outside the top 10 last week, really, and not really having a chance and coming back this week and having a top car, that meant a lot.
Yeah, we saw you working the outside, the middle, the inside. The car seemed to be sticking in all grooves, and we saw a couple of other cars making the passes on the outside as well. Where did your car feel the best?
Man, it depended how long you were into the run. Tires played a big part in this one. You could not, I mean, it was saving tires. It wasn't saving fuel this week, it was tires. And my car was loose at the start of the run within the first 5 to 10 laps. But as it got on, the car started sticking more on the bottom. So at the beginning, I'd run towards the middle to the high, and then as the race went on, I could kind of get it a little bit lower because it wasn't as loose. I mean, it just depends, man. That car was just on a rail. I'm surprised I pulled that much out ahead every time I did.
During your time practicing and preparing for this race, did you ever expect that this was the results coming your way?
Oh man, I hate bringing other series into it. I had a rough start in the dirt series this year. Started off in the Xfinity last week, had a rough start, and finished outside the top 10, and then the trucks did the same thing. I had a competing truck, but something always happened, man. And to come back this week and to be as strong as I was and as competitive and as fast, there was 2 other drivers that had me worried in the race, and if it wasn't to an accident, they would have been there. And I want to give that one to Dove and give the other one to Info. There was a couple others here and there, but man, Info had the fastest car, dude, the fastest car by far, and he had it. He stuck it out, but he was by far the fastest, and I'm just glad I stayed consistent.
Congratulations on your win. This clinches you a playoff spot unless somehow we have over 12 winners and then it would come down to points. So great job tonight and good luck at ISM.
Hey, thank you, and to give another shout out, everybody in this league is probably one of the best drivers in the league. I don't care by far. If anybody is watching this, NOSSCAR is the way to go. The MotorMaster series is tight and a good group of drivers. This is going to be a hell of a season, and y'all just stay tuned. It's going to be exciting.
Perfect. That's what I want to hear. We haven't been disappointed yet. The Daytona 300 was awesome. The Fastlane 300 at Atlanta had a very exciting finish, and it came down to Patrick Haslick getting his first win. Now here tonight, Dakota Bro emerges victorious in the Royal Flush 300. Phenomenal race.
Thank you, Ty. Have a good one. I'll see you sometime soon.
Sounds good. Thanks for joining us. That was Dakota Bro, driver of the 00 Ford Mustang here in the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series, winning the race. Gonna get a word with a couple of other drivers having a very good day before we begin the broadcast for the race at ISM. There we go. Just waiting for the driver who finished in the second position. Joining us in the NASCAR commentary booth, driver who finished in the second position, driver of the number 16 Ford Mustang, Keith Ayers. Thanks for joining us. You have your voice set to be always heard? Always allow? Excellent. Just wanted to say congratulations on your second place finish. That's a string of great finishes to start the season. You have good points and you're sitting high in the standings. Is there anything you think you could have done differently to get the win here today at Las Vegas? How strong was the draft? Because we saw cars teaming up and taking the outside groove and completing passes on other cars. Is there anything that you learned here today that you're going to take with you to the other events throughout the season? Awesome. Well, good work. Second place finish is a good way to start the night. Good luck at ISM Raceway. Awesome. That was Keith Ayers, driver of the number 16 Ford Mustang here in the NASCAR MotorMaster Series on NASCAR Heat 3. Gonna get a word from the driver finishing in the third position. That'd be Shadow, driver of the number 2 Chevy. Oh, Keith, please back up. All right. Joining us now in the NASCAR commentary booth, driver of the number 2 Chevy Camaro for Timac Motorsports, Shadow. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Do you have your settings set so everyone can hear you? Always
I
allow.
believe so. Let me double check.
It's in the party settings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Just wanted to double check. We've had silent interviews before. Good job on a third place finish. You were the highest finishing Chevy car. And we saw you run up in the top 5 all race long, really. Describe your day for us at Las Vegas.
Honestly, one of the best races I've had in a long time. I wasn't expecting to run good, but hey, we did. Car was fast the whole race and ended up with the top three and a stage win. Happy with it. So
Absolutely, and this is a good shot in the arm for you and your team moving forward as well. We saw the draft coming into play, and cars were teaming up and taking the outside line to complete passes. What groove was your car handling the best in?
I found my car was generally fastest in the middle, up towards the top. Up by the wall would get too loose, and if I tried to run the bottom, it'd get tight. So
I know also that the 00 of Dakota Bro and the 88 of Noah Underwood were super fast, but is there anything you could have done differently to perhaps capture the trophy here today at Vegas?
I don't think so. I just couldn't catch them at the end of the race. They were driving away from me.
Well, at least you're honest. Way to go on
Yeah.
a third place finish, and good luck at ISM Raceway later tonight.
All right.
That was Shadow, driver of the number 2 Chevy Camaro, finishing third here at Las Vegas. Got time maybe for one more. And it appears that we have run out of time for post-race interviews, but I'd like to take this time to thank everybody for joining us for the live broadcast for race number 3 here in the 2019 NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series season, hosted on NASCAR Heat 3 on the PlayStation 4 console. For more information about all 15 of the online racing leagues sanctioned and hosted by NOSSCAR, visit www.noscar.com. You can also search NOSSCAR Series Racing on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, of course, as you all know. To find our social media profiles, give us a thumbs up, give us a follow, and we'll do the same right back. From all of us here at NOSSCAR, we're saying so long and stay fast, and join us in about a half hour or 20 minutes from now for the official broadcast for the ISM Raceway event here for the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series. Take care, everybody.